many people remember you as a member of Save Zanu PF campaign.
Sure.
Now some are saying your organization is there to put a certain faction within Zanu PF. What's your comment on that?
Fine. I think I've been chairman for Zanu PF from 2009 up to 2015 before I got expelled. And I got expelled around December. But before that, in May 2015, that's when I came up with Youth Affirmative Action Assembly of Zimbabwe and registered with Zimbabwe Youth Council. Why? Because I felt that there was nothing much that I could do in the party structures, because there are so many restrictions. You are regulated, you are asked not to say this, you are asked not to say that. So I said to myself, I have to find another forum where I have to work with the generalities of the youths from across the divide. That's why we came up with years, despite the fact that I was a provincial youth leader for Zanu PF. So it was my desire from that period to work with the youths in achieving youth empowerment, youth development, and youth participation. So for anyone to suggest that I'm doing this because I want to prop up a certain function, I think it's a bit misplaced. And also, from my point of view, I don't need to belong to an opposition party to appreciate change. I don't need to belong to a certain party to appreciate that youth have to be in the structure. So at that point, when I was in Zanu PF, I believed in Zanu PF as a party for what it stands for. Because if you go through the Zanu PF constitution, you have no reason to go against Zanu PF. But I'm just against the modus operandi of the current leadership. So even when I was in Zanu PF, I would interact with people from across the divide, which is the thing that I'm still doing. So I don't think that those people who are peddling such allegations are sincere in any way.
Thank you very much.
Sure. I represent Youth Affirmative Action Assembly of Zimbabwe. Being a registered national youth organization, we are registered with the Zimbabwe Youth Council to do youth development and material work. So as an organization, we are basically for total youth development, empowerment and participation politically, socially and economically. So last week we had a convention where we invited a number of organizations, registered organizations, those that are not registered, but those that are working towards bringing sustainable development change to Zimbabwe. But unfortunately, I think there are a lot of disagreements on the way forward from a youth perspective. We have a number that think that maybe activism, which includes protests and demonstrations, will do us good. Then there are also others who think maybe we need to organize ourselves economically and politically so that at least we can achieve that which we wish to achieve. And I think as an organization with structures all over Zimbabwe, we are for this idea of organizing the change that we want socially, politically and economically. We have also noted that there is nothing much that will come out of these protests or demonstrations except having the youth being arrested, being maimed, being killed, all sorts of things. But I think looking forward, we have elections coming our way in 2018. So we are appealing to the youths to say, fine, if you are a youth and you are interested in change, you will be the agent for change. You choose a ward, you choose a constituency where you think you need to represent the people of Zimbabwe. Other than going into the streets, you get arrested, then because we are dealing with a brutal system, so we have to find a way which at the end of the day brings results but does not bring harm, so much harm to the people. Because at the end of the day, we have people maimed, killed, arrested, but then we won't be able to achieve anything. So this last weekend we also had a rally in Norton, and my point was very clear. We called on the parties to at least give a third of the constituency, the 210 constituencies to the youths, if they are sincere about total youth participation of the youths in the political structures, in the governing structures of this country. And we say if they are not to do so, then we'll be forced to field the youths as independent candidates in the different constituencies. And by that time, we will be fielding all the youth in all the 210 constituencies. And remember, we have the majority. So we don't see anything making us not win in those elections.